Hi guys, hello meet everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene. Today I had a question from one of my viewers, Daniel L. Wanted to know if I could explain a little bit the limited NOADs, the yellow dollar sign, what it means. And while we're going to talk about that, we're also going to talk about monetization in general and the other things that YouTubers have to deal with. One of them, of course, has to do with taxes. But first, let's start with the most important part. That's the dollar sign. So let me switch over to the other screen. I got buttons on my stream deck already set for this, so I don't have to basically repeat myself. So I did my morning show today, and you see here where it says unlimited dollar sign here, and it says this video may earn limited no ads revenues based on content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. It remains a combination of automated systems and human reviews to determine violations of advertiser-friendly content guidelines. But what exactly is the guidelines? Well, there is a video here. Here it is. So let's take a look at this together, shall we? These are the guidelines that YouTube determines what makes liberty-friendly guidelines. And also, a video has to be in terms of service guidelines too. So I'm going to go through this and explain it to you. Starting in November, we are simplifying the choices of ad formats. That doesn't really apply to you. But just let you know that they're changing the way the advertising runs. So what is important to understand is this. If you're in a YouTube partner program, you can share revenue from ads. This article aims to help you understand which individual videos or shorts in your channel are suitable for advertising. Creators can use this article to understand both the platform's self-certification questionnaire and specific rules about what can run ads, which can be run limited ads, and what will not run ads, and should have monetization turned off. Our policies apply to all portions of your content, videos, shorts, or live streams, thumbnails, titles, descriptions, and tags. Learn more about our best practices. Well, we don't have time to go through all this. This is going to put you in those nice little rabbit hole steps. Our systems don't always get it right, but you can request human review, which we will talk about that in a second. Decision made by automated systems. March 23rd, 2022, due to the war in Ukraine, content that exploits, dismisses, or condones the war is ineligible for monetization until further notice. This update means to clarify and in some cases expand our guidelines as it relates to this war. That's why we can't cover Ukraine. Okay. Note, all content uploaders YouTube must comply with both the community guidelines and our AdSense Google publisher policy. If your content violates our community guidelines and may be removed by YouTube, if you see a violation of content, you can report it. What will you find in this article? Here. You'll find examples of content not suitable for ads and will result in limited no ads monetization state. Here is the main topics of the video. Inappropriate language, violence, adult content, shocking content, harmful or dangerous acts, hateful and derogatory content, recreational drugs and drug-related content, firearms-related content, controversial issues, sensitive events, enabling dishonest behavior, inappropriate content for kids and families, incendiary and demeaning tobacco-related content. Which means no drugs, no tobacco, no alcohol, no violence, no firearms. Content will get you immediately limited no ads. Now the automated system is pretty much automatic, and so that the robot is going by pictures and by words, but sometimes it may misunderstand words. Okay, please note the context is very important. Artistic content such as music videos may contain elements such as inappropriate language, references to soft drug use, or non-explicit sexual themes and still be suitable for advertising. Opening all the policy details at once can help if you would like to search for the page specific. Click here to open all of the guides. Okay, here we're going to explain what they are. Inappropriate language. Content that contains profanity or vulgarity at the start or throughout the majority of the video may not be suitable for advertising. Occasional use of profanity, such as in music videos, backing tracks, intro-outro music, or music played in the background won't necessarily result in your video being unsuitable for advertising. Then we have to talk about copyright, which is a whole nother kettle of fish I'm not going to go into right now. Copyright content. That's why reasons we don't do a lot of music on the show, because copyright is under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and we're not covering that today. However, just to say is, if you're not sure, use YouTube library of content music available that's free. Just keep it simple. Content violence. Content where the focal point is on blood, violence, injury, or presented without other context is not suitable for advertising. If you're showing violent content in a news, educational, artistic, or documentary context, that additional context is important. For example, if a video provides authoritative news reporting on a violent event in the journalistic context, it may be eligible for monetization. Violence in unedited video gaming is generally acceptable for advertising, but montages where aggressive violence, the difficult point is not. All games, whether realistic or non-realistic, are in scope of this policy. Adult content. Content that is future sexual, content to title, thumbnails, or highly sexualized themes is not suitable for advertising. There are limited exceptions for non-graphic sexual visuals. Stating comedic intent does not make a highly sexualized content suitable for advertising. Don't do it, guys. Sexual contact is not cool. Shocking content. This is for the shock jocks out there. Content that maybe upset the shock videos may not be suitable for advertising. Uncensored, shocking elements won't necessarily result in your video being unsuitable for advertising. The content matters. Harmful or dangerous acts. Content that promotes harmful or dangerous acts resulting in serious physical injury, serious physical, emotional, or psychological injury is not suitable for advertising. Hateful, derogatory context. Context that invites hatred against, promotes discrimination, disparages or humiliates individuals or a group of people is not suitable for advertising. Content that is satire or comedy may be exempt. Stating your comedy intent is not sufficient, and the content may still be not suitable for advertising. I'm almost done, guys. I know this is long. You can read this yourself, too. Recreational drugs and drug-related content that promotes or features the sale, use of abuse of illegal drugs, regulated legal drugs, or substances, or other dangerous products is not suitable. This includes alcohol and tobacco. So don't think it's just that. It's not. Firearms-related content focused on the sale, assembly, abuse, and misuse of real or fake firearms is not suitable. Controversial issues refers to topics that may be unsettling to our users, and are often the result of human tragedies. Policy applies even if the content is purely commentary or contains no graphic imagery. So you see why we have to be careful. Sensitive issues. A sensitive event is an event with significant social, cultural, and political impact, such as a civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergency, terrorism, and other related activities, conflict, or mass acts of violence. Sensitive events may cause a mournful response from the public, or at times be extremely visceral reaction. Context is important. For instance, authoritative news reporting or documentary videos about historic events may be eligible for monetization. This policy applies to events even if the context is purely commentary and contains no graphic imagery. And they go in more detail if you really want to see enabling dishonest behavior, content that is glorifying and promoting dishonest behavior such as trespassing, cheating, or computer hacking that is personal or paid for. Inappropriate context for kids and families. This goes into COPPA, the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. So I don't do anything having to do with COPPA. But if you do have any children content that could be seen by children that is not appropriate for kids, again, that's another area you have to set your channel video properly. Is for kids or not. Now, my content is all for adults. I don't permit any kids under 18 on this channel unless they're supervised with their parents. Inappropriate content for kids and families. Oh, let's go back. There we go. Content that is made for kids must be appropriate for family audience in order to monetize on YouTube. This means they must follow the YouTube's quality principles for kids and families content and the AdSense Google publisher policy. Tobacco-related content. So we're already talking about the drugs. This goes into the same thing. Content that promotes tobacco and tobacco-related products is not suitable for advertising. This policy falls under harmful, dangerous acts for the self-certification questionnaire in the YouTube studio, so be sure to check the one as well for detailed guidance. Incendiary and demeaning content. This is, I'm going to scroll up so you can see here. This is content that, let's see, I think I scroll up to right here. Here you go. Content that is gratuitously incendiary, inflammatory, demeaning may not be suitable for advertising. This policy falls under hateful and derogatory content in the self-certification questionnaire in YouTube Studio, so be sure to check that one as well for detailed guidance, definitions. We put together a table of definitions to help you better. I think that's enough. All right, so let's talk about how we fix that problem. Okay. Because, I mean, you guys could sit here all day long and read this and go, this is like listening to a legal brief. Okay, so let's get to this video. Here we have here ad suitability. Now, YouTube does this to my videos every single live stream. I rarely have a problem with the other one, but I'll run it again to make sure it is indeed correct. It says it is. Now, I know my content, and I know that my content does not apply to any of this. So I can go click request review. I have double checked. It does. It's fine. Request review. YouTube generally takes about a day. Now that means that any advertisement revenue I would have got from people clicking in the intro, the outros, I don't get paid for that until this gets a green dollar sign. And if I already had a green dollar sign prior to the video being limited, it's unsuitable, they hold on to that money until they prove it. But once it's already got the yellow dollar sign, it doesn't matter. You basically kissed it goodbye, unfortunately. I might as well bring up briefly another topic which I'm not suffering from, but this is coming up. YouTube channels, small channels are sometimes seeing this invalid traffic thing. I want to explain this, even though another channel did a much better explanation than I'm going to go into here. YouTube sometimes thinks people are trying to cook the books. And what I mean by cook the books is trying to inflate artificial views on content, or trying to get people to click on advertisements, even if they're not interested on them, just to increase the ad revenue. Don't do it, guys. It's not right. Don't do it, okay? But if your content's not doing that, and you see this limited due to invalid traffic report, please understand, right now YouTube is having some really big problems right now with the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Justice, and many advertisers who are finding their ads and being placed on places they didn't expect that their money was going to go for the TrueView ads. So if right now a lot of the advertisers that are rightfully are upset want refunds. And so YouTube is trying to figure out what to do. Also, they're concerned a lot of those videos may be invalid traffic sources. if you get this message, do contact YouTube, but don't expect them to be giving you a nice answer. I think if I were YouTube, I think I would definitely respond to the audience members, creators like this, and say, we understand your concern. We will look into the matter, and we're not sure right now if this is really your fault or something else. That's where they usually blaming the content creator and the limited due to invalid traffic. If you get that message, just relax. It's something YouTube has to do with the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Justice, and the advertisers demanding refunds on their videos. Also, some channels that have children's content also finding that their channels are being watched by adult, and YouTube is running adult content, meaning content's appropriate for adult people, like for car companies and stuff, and kids' videos. I'm just saying right now, if you get this, there's nothing you can do. YouTube is going to deal with that. But for monetization, so let's talk about this. So we got to fix this video. So I already clicked review. So what it says here is, this video is reviewed to determine whether it is suitable for most advertisers. Okay, so now we go into this. Let's see what it says here. It's showing my video. Make sure the video meets our guidelines. Still having issues. There's a top of the review. Try steps. If you turn on ad blocking software or add-ons, okay, ads may not be displayed in this review. You can check your earnings to see. Advertisers, check the self-certification guidelines and examples on that page. Okay, that self-certifications is another tool that YouTube has. Okay, so I'm going to show you the screen here. So this is kind of what it says. The self-certification here that on this page, advertiser-friendly guidelines. The self-certification quizzes only comes up after the video has been fully processed. So you're not going to be able to see the self-certification right now. But at the end of this stream, I will be doing that one. And unfortunately, it doesn't really show you what the self-certification said. Okay. So see if I can set self-certification guidelines. Let's see if I can try to find it for you. Self-certification. Inappropriate language. I already went through this already. So there's a quest you can do. The self-certification process. Don't show me a quick link here to this. To premium, grow your ads, YouTube partner program, community guidelines. So let's talk about that. Just talk about it because it's nothing more to see. The self-certification quest is a survey is like a page. That's all it is. It just wants you to check off which content do your video has that violence, is that bad language. If you don't have a problem with this, you probably don't have to worry about it. You can just usually, and you'll see the survey come after a video has been fully processed by YouTube, which for my live streams take about 24 hours to process. And so if I waited to the next day and did the review, they're going to actually let me answer the questions. Does this have violence? Does this have bad language? Which it doesn't. But when it's live, when it's still processing, I like to get the box checked as fast as I can. Because it makes a lot of difference for me and content creators. All right, so now let's talk about the next question. What taxes? In money. YouTube pays you through AdSense. Now, AdSense pays usually everybody on the 22nd of the month, 21st, 22nd of the month. However, you have to have at least $100 in the account before they pay you. So if you only say, let's pull up my numbers right now, because why not, right? So we're gonna go. Oops, sorry, wrong page. So let's go to let's go to my analytics. Just because I'm just trying to explain this to you, so you have a better idea. We're gonna go to revenue. All right, so the number we're going to talk about is this one right here. September outgoing. This here, you'll see we're at $49.89 right now. If the month ended right now, I would not get paid until we hit over $100. Okay, same thing here with this month of May. Okay, we made $42.81. The next month after that, in June, we made $119.88. Now, I know my channel doesn't make a lot of money, but we'll just use this example. So when they sent out the check, they sent us the check for the $42.81 and the $119.88 together. Okay? So this includes, no, that's one of the reasons why we like to try to keep at least $100 revenue because we get paid for it. Okay? But where does this money come from? Well, the money, as it explains down here, comes from several sources. Memberships, super chats, super stickers, watch page ads, and shorts features. And the donations, which is the super chat, super stickers, is a lot of my revenue. This month happens to be memberships, but the supers I made so far $21.45 in revenue. At this point, please understand that they're at least a couple days behind. So when you look over here, you'll see that this area here is the last one we have. Payment information was for the videos of 9/09/17/2023 members only, and the 7 Moon Ray 60 Tone After Show. Okay, we didn't get anything for Tuesday yet. That's today or yesterday. Also includes today's too. Okay, which will be coming out in a couple of days. Those are still processing. So now, YouTube channels like mine, let me show you the screen. I'm sorry, I didn't switch this over. So let me show you this. Alright, so here we go. So these numbers here, these 2 days haven't been processed yet. Okay, this is where I am right now, 49.88, 89. I'm sorry, I didn't switch the screen over. So here, if the month ended, like I said earlier, if the month ended right now, it only ended up with 49.89, just for the 6 days comparison, I will not get a check from AdSense. Rather, it will be added to the next month. So let's say the next month came out to be another 42.81, based like I saw in May. Well, that means that would be under $100, so I wouldn't be paid until maybe December. Let's just say December came out with another $49.89, or to be about $120 approximately, between $140 between the 2 months. So nice Christmas chunk. I like that, but it's that's just the way it works. And revenue, as I said before, comes in the form of memberships, supers, plus paid ads, and shorts feed ads. Okay, now, until for this month, I made $13.21 in advertising revenue. That's not a lot. And the reason I don't make a lot of revenue is because I'm a small channel and I have a very niche audience that doesn't really gel with a lot of mainstream content. So I guess we need to talk about that briefly. The audience. You'll notice that, keeping it simple, you'll see that we have subscribers and views. These are the existing viewers that watch the show, and we can go ahead and look at this number on the screen. The last number we have showed that we had returning viewers was 98 and new viewers is 46. You want to get new viewers because the new viewers are going to eventually become returning viewers. So the next time they come back over, they become returning viewers, and that increases the revenue you make from advertising. But I'll be honest, it's not a huge amount of money I'm making on my channel, but it still counts. The highest revenue making videos was things like this one right here. Let me get this on the screen here. It says here, the loose tooth has left the building, has high viewers. Who new viewers returned was high. The 12th of of June. Chelsea, good morning. Happy Litha has better viewers. And then, of course, a lot of the other streams sometimes have good morning streams to have low viewerships and stuff like that. It's just the nature of YouTube. Remember, we're competing with dozens and dozens and dozens of channels, and though there's not going to be bringing in a huge amount of revenue. Speaking of revenue, you can see that my gaming streams do not make a lot of money. The one had like 39 views on the one from yesterday. These are videos like the one I'm doing now. These tend to have lower engagement than the other ones. But 99.9% of the time, right away, these get green dollar signs, and rarely do I have a problem with these. And so, usually, not a problem. It's the live streams that are the problem because they are dynamic, they are live. YouTube watches them as they're going on and will determine if you're staying in compliance with them. So, therefore, you can't really do much until after the processing is done. Once the video's processing is done, you'll know that's when the questionnaire comes up. That's when you can go ahead and fill it in. And if you're really worried about it, some say, well, just turn the ads off until after the stream's over. Wait for the video to get done processing. And that's an option too. But the question is, does this also affect Super Chat and Super Stickers? I don't really know. And as like I said, so much of my revenue comes from memberships, Super Chat, and Super Stickers that the advertising, $13 a month, is not really a lot of money. I want to get more viewers on here. And so we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to grow the channel a lot more than we are. Content creators like my channels do not make a lot of revenue. If your channel is very specialized, very niche, you're not going to be bringing in the kind of money that you would be if your channel was such a common topic like tarot card readings, which I do once in a while, or if it's a popular theme like food channels or things like that. Those guys bring in way more revenue than I do. Or, as you saw in the limited no ads areas, certain types of news channels do fine as far as viewing content goes, but unfortunately, the content causes them to get limited no ads. Now, we talked about two types of the dollar signs. There's a third type of dollar sign, and I can simulate the third one. If I turn this off here and turn off, let's for the sake of this argument. Now, you see a white one with a slash through it, which is, I turn the advertising off here. So you can see the white with a slash through it. That means that video would now not earn any revenue at all. Well, I'm going to turn it back on because I do want to earn some revenue. It's also a good way to get around some of this limited no ad stuff too, once in a while. So there's the survey. Perfect. Now I got the survey up here. The first one is inappropriate language, adult content, violence, shocking content, harmful, recreational drug use, disabling design behavior, people, firearms related. And none of these apply. Not even the foul language, because we don't really use foul language in my shop. So I'm going to submit this. Now, I got a green dollar sign. Why did it come up? Well, maybe because, as I said, when YouTube is scanning the content on its own, the robots is actually watching it in real time. And it makes a difference. Sorry, we're not able to save your video. I don't know what that means. What do you mean not able to save our video? You're able to save my video. Oh my god, what would you mean by that? I don't need that. So the point is, I guess do you have to go ahead and fill the question out again? Maybe. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it again. Some reason it couldn't save it. I don't know why it did that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and do the survey again. Sometimes YouTube does some weird stuff. Yep, there's a survey question, none of the above. Submit it. There's really nothing wrong with the video. I answered the survey. Say, you know what? That was your secret. I could show you some tricks. This is one of the areas. So why does YouTube do this? Well, I think because on my channel in the past, we've had video content that was being reviewed. Okay, so we're back to where we were. That's, in a way, that's good, the way. Okay, as we know, it's the same old thing. We used to have content that really, really, really upset YouTube a lot. If you go back to over here, and I go to this flag, and I go to monetization, and I go to the ones that are limited, there's not as many of them anymore. There are ones that have been reviewed. There's like about 20 of them. We kept them up here because they are, this one already was reviewed. This video name, okay, it says here, editability, this video has been confirmed. So in other words, this is confirmed that one of the areas with editability indeed is not appropriate. So then, we can't do much now. The copyrights, the music, I need to explain that in another video. But basically, it says here, confirm a review. No, they sent me feedback because they said, your result is YouTube's reaction stronger profanity than the F word, like the F word used in thumbnails and titles. Okay, then they go into describing. The only thing you can do, guys, is try to remain on YouTube's good graces. Okay, they're very clear in some cases. In this case, they are. We'll also talk about copyright. Okay, copyright. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, the DMCA, is a United States law created, I believe, in 1993. Originally created to deal with copyright in the digital age of music, originally at the time of Napster, okay, which is back in the 90s. As record companies were afraid that they were losing money on content. If you go to that, you'll see that there are other videos where you get shared revenue, which is where you can get revenue sharing. But some content producers do not want their content shared at all. Not a single peep anywhere. And so, in that case, you'll get a red dollar sign with a slash through it. And it'll say if it's for copyright issues. In fact, I can probably execute that. Let me see if I can find that here. So I'm going to go here to copyright again. And we are going to look at, see here, sharing copyright. This is where the company has agreed to share monetization with you. Okay, so you got these green dollar signs. Which means usually it's, well, depending on the company, it can be 50-50. But let's see if we can go further. Let's go for, let's find some that do not allow. Okay, ineligible. Here's an example here. This one here says it's ineligible because copy protected content found, the owner allows the content to be used, but you cannot monetize your video. Okay, so how do you find content that doesn't result in you not making money? Well, one way to do that is to go back. I'm going to go back to my dashboard, top page here. Okay? And you'll see this Create tab. Click on that. You're going to go to, oh, sorry, that's not one place. You're going to go over here to Creator Music Beta. And this is where they're saying you can look for free tracks. Need free tracks for you delivery, as well as millions of new songs from artists worldwide, over 15K, totally free. Okay, so let's see you wanted to use this song by I don't know, Perry Como, or maybe the Judds. Okay, I originally looked at one by the Judds last time for the other video called Lord Have Mercy. Let's look this up. The Judds, Lord Have Mercy. Okay, now when you look up the song Lord Have Mercy, you'll see that they are allowing now the sharing of revenue. However, Why Not Me by the Judds is got a slash through it. Using this track will not affect the video's viability, but will make it ineligible for monetization. Lord Have Mercy here by Avery Robertson is shared. Yellow $signs here / this one here says, doing this video will not affect you. Okay, this is from a song called Have Mercy on Me by Brigitte Retzker. So, okay, so now, what do? If you have a song you really want, if you really want to use a certain song from an artist, like I said, Lord Have Mercy by the Judds, well, maybe you want to play some music by another singer. Let's say Twisted Sister as a group, okay? Okay, so let's say I want to use I Want to Rock as an example, okay? I Want to Rock. I Want to Rock right here, and it says you cannot monetize, you cannot monetize. But what about other songs with Twisted Sister? Maybe you want to use something else. Maybe you want to use another track. Well, you can go back here. The reason we you like to use these is shared, which this doesn't have any of this stuff is shared. Oh yeah. So let's go back to the Judds again. Well, I like Patsy Cline too. Patsy Cline is cool. So let's just go to the Judds or Patsy Cline. I'll use the Judds because I didn't see a few there. The Judds. Okay. So here's the Judds. You'll see that the Judds, you got this one right here, which means track only available for revenue sharing. Any duration, restricted, supported regions, video monetization, partial, shorts, license not required to monetize shorts. Interesting. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all the detail on this right now. Supported regions, monetization. This revenues will be shared among all the music rights holders. Okay. So it's just an interesting thing. I wasn't going to get into this, but for monetized channels, the point is we have to go through this every time we make content. Is we have to decide if a video is going to be cool or not, and YouTube is very specific on this. With the new system that they're doing now with the new licensing, you can buy a license. If you want to buy songs, for example, I didn't talk about license, duration, length, price. Let's talk about this. Let's go back to price here. The price tab. If I want to buy a license for a song, I can spend up to $500+ for license. Or, of course, I can't afford that. Let's just say $4.99. Okay, I'm going to apply. So any song between $0 and $4.99. So now you can see Song to Grandpa by The Flow is $1.99. What does it mean for license duration? License duration is 2+ years and forever. Okay, now you can buy licenses that works for 2 years. And then, as long as your video is up there for 2 years, you can pay the $1.99 in this example here, which is called Song to Grandpa. And you will be paid for 2 years. Now, depending on some of these songs have different usage rights. For example, I tend to look for the shareable content. But if you wanted to buy a really expensive license, let's just say you're really well-to-do and you got lots of money to burn and you want to basically just brag about how great you are. You want to spend $25 for license, or maybe like real Nelson Rockefeller, you want to spend between $100 and $500. I don't think I see any songs here between. I don't see anything reality between that much, but you could get some very expensive license. So if I go back and I set this to, let's say $20. Okay, now I can buy a license. There's only one song, which is We Shall Overcome by the Guardians, and that's $29.99. License duration is 2+ years. Okay, let me tell you right now, if you were going to pay that kind of price for a license for a song, play it to death. Seriously, play it to death. All right, it's not limited to just one song. there's just a lot of different things you can do with licensing. Okay, so content creators have to deal with all of this. So if you really want to become a monetized content creator, maybe the next question you want to know is, how do I get started? Well, they changed the rules, so let's stick with the rules I know. This is old, so these will change. Now, I do know that the requirements have changed a bit, so I'm going to stick with what I started to deal with. You had to have 1,000 hours or 1,000 subscribers, and you had to have 4,000 views a stream for the period of time, 12 months. Like, okay, they changed the rules. It's like 500 subscribers now and like 1,000 watch hours. What's a watch hour? Watch hour is basically all total number of hours content being watched on your channel for the calendar year. So if you are a small channel and you don't make a lot of revenue, you're gonna find yourself dealing with that, So then, even if you got the 500 subscribers and the 1,000 watch hours, the new system is now, then you have to apply. And then once you apply, if you're eligible, you also need to set up an AdSense account. AdSense is the payment processing. They all have separate tabs for within YouTube and outside of YouTube. So what you got to set up in AdSense? You got to set up your donation, your tax ID information for whatever country you're in, your direct deposit information where they're going to direct deposit your payments. Sorry, I don't think they mail checks. Don't even ask. And they will then go ahead and once that's set up with AdSense, which you can set it up now, you don't even have to be monetized yet. But do it. Set up ahead of time, because if you have other channels, websites, whatever, you can set up AdSense for them as well, so that you can still get that. It will not be added in your YouTube views, but they can also process payments as well, and you can actually put advertisement on your website. That's another option. If you have a website that you run, like for example, my old website of pinkrose.dhis.org used to be on AdSense. But unfortunately, my internet is so atrociously bad, you can't even do that. So why bother? If you got a lot of websites, though, you can. No, that's all great. You're making money, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Dollars are coming in and everything. But you are also got to deal with the dreaded taxes, as I said earlier. Let me tell you right now, if you are an SSI, I'm supposed to bring this up. SSI is not SSDI. If you're getting SSI, for every dollar you bring in from YouTube, they're going to take 50 cents of it out of your SSI check. Okay? So, and you will have to report every dollar you earn according to the SSI rules. Same as if you're employed by another company that has their own payroll department. You have to report all your earnings to your Social Security Administration in the United States. If you're an SSI, everything. Don't skip it. State supplement, food stamps, same. Don't think, okay, now in my case, I know I have not even come home close to $25,000 a year, so I am tax exempt for now. But if the channel ever goes viral and explodes like a big major success, then I will have to deal with filing my taxes, either filing an estimated tax return, or I'm going to have to file my tax return every year as a personal channel. So as a sole proprietorship, I have to file taxes as well. Plus, I have other sources of revenue too. I have the T-shirts, the Teespring. I have the other revenue sources here. All of these things, it's easier if you're starting out just to deal with one. When I say one, it might be YouTube that takes care of everything, payroll, there's like a payment processor. They take care of your super chats, super stickers. They take care of your ad revenue. They take care of your memberships. You don't have to worry about all the individual stuff. It's not an issue. Don't worry about it. Don't make it more complicated than it's worth. Just keep in mind that being a YouTube channel that's monetized is not necessarily hard, but it is a lot more stuff involved. It is not a Ron Popeil Showtime rotisserie. It is not set it and forget it. YouTube takes a lot of work to do to maintain, make sure everything's in compliance with code and tax laws in your country. So make sure to keep in mind. So maybe the question might come is, just showing you the numbers real quick here. When you see subscribership like this, is it worth it? Is it worth 1,554 subscribers? The answer is you can be, because after all, it's enough revenue that offsets my costs because of everything's gone up because of hyperinflation. Then it makes it possible for me to get things done and pay bills and be current on my bills. But the money really isn't there because I'm a small channel with a very eclectic audience, and the audience knows this. They know it. It's eclectic, it's specialized, and yeah. Oh yeah, you wonder what the channel violations is for? Well, it was for a video that had a Trump rally, and YouTube didn't like that. Again, that's terms of service, which is not a whole set of guidelines. Don't get me there with terms of service. But basically, there's like lots of regulations that you have to go by as a content creator, and yeah, it makes it hard. You know, it's not just fun. It's not just making videos of dogs and skateboards or kitty videos. I love doing kitty videos too. Speaking of kitty, I gotta go get Rusty inside. But I hope, as long as this video is, I hope this gives you some insight to what I'm talking about and why I get so upset with the yellow dollar signs. It really is emotionally demeaning, if anything. That's really what it is. It's just emotionally demeaning. But keep in compliance with the terms of service, the advertiser-friendly guidelines, publisher guidelines, and you probably will be fine. So anybody who wants to become a content creator, this is what you need to know. This is what you have to deal with. And I really thank you for watching this video. And if you can, please do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to ask questions and comments. I will read them. I will try to get them in a timely manner. And I just want to say thank you for watching this. So, for now, go out there, be excellent to one another. Have a good time, guys. Thank you for watching this. Bye-bye for now. See you later. Bye-bye.